In Season 17, you could argue that some of the haunted weapons are a little bit lackluster. However, in my mind, I would argue that this rocket launcher in particular actually has a little bit of a special role that it can fill that I'm very, very happy that I was able to craft and talk about. So what we're going to be talking about is obviously some form of way we can get it to be different than our Palmyra, because obviously since the Palmyra already exists, you can have a reason to use this over it. Now you could argue that the precision frame nerf to rocket launchers like the Palmyra is one reason to use the bump in the night. However, I wanted to give it an actual different purpose that's entirely different than what the Palmyra does, right? Now what I'm talking about is that I use my Palmyra mostly for hot swapping. So auto loading holster is very, very good, but for my bump in the night, I don't want to use the exact same setup. Don't get me wrong, auto loading Vorpal is very, very good. Tracking is good because it doesn't have built-in tracking. With the Solar 3.0 meta really shaking up the Starfire protocol, making it super insane, I wanted to have a rocket launcher that would fit perfectly in there, and that is 1000% the bump in the night combo that we rolled with. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and roll the clip. All right, let's go ahead and reshape this bad boy, go over to the rocket launchers bump in the night here. So the purpose of this is to be, different than the Palmyra, okay? So for that reason, here's what we're gonna go with, right? We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get volatile launch, get nice little velocity up there, going a little bit further, and then we are gonna stick with high velocity rounds, just get the velocity there even further. And because I want this to serve a different purpose, we're not gonna get auto loading. Tracking would be useful, honestly. Getting tracking is very nice, but the thing is, I want this rocket to pair with the Warlock grenade build with the Starfire protocol. With Demolitionist, that's gonna be perfect because it's gonna automatically reload our rocket launcher. And then Chill Clip is gonna be very, very nice because it actually does work with the Wolfpack round. It's actually going to freeze and shatter on the boss, which is going to be very, very nice and solid. Frenzy could be useful. Vorpal, obviously. I just want this to be different than my Palmyra. My Palmyra has explosive light and auto loading, so this is entirely different. Serves entirely different purpose other than hot swapping. This is to have literally to throw grenade, shoot rocket, throw grenade, shoot rocket. My bad. Totally forgot to put on my enhanced intrinsic trait, the velocity. There we go. Now that should be a nice solid gold border, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's one creepy looking rocket launcher. So we went with Demolitionist Chill Clip for a couple reasons. Demolitionist is the perfect perk to synergize with the Fusion Grenade build for Warlocks, as you'll be having infinite fusion grenades while you're standing in your empowering rift or your well. Perfectly allows you to shoot your rocket, throw a grenade, shoot a rocket, throw a grenade. And then Chill Clip works with the Wolfpack rounds that you can get from your Pack Hunter buffs from somebody in your fire team having the G-Horn. And that is how we are able to get an entirely different purpose out of our bump in the night rocket launcher versus Palmyra. One for hot swapping, one is for throwing your infinite grenades while shooting rockets in between without ever having to reload. Make sure to subscribe.